use a brand called PerListen. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but they've got some really, really slick products. Number one, I love the way they look. Check these things out, dude.
Ooh, those are SB acoustic drive units, I believe.
They look rad, man.
That Nextel cone is what it looks like.
Yeah. And then let me show you their subwoofer. Look at that thing. Is gorgeous, man.
I've never heard of that brand.
I haven't either.
That's what we were saying earlier, too. Like, who's PerListen?
I was like, what the heck? And like, where did this company come from?
I mean, they announced it months ago.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
already.
like, but I just, like I said, I mean, there's a lot of stuff I hadn't heard of.
I already asked the THX people to send me some.
But check this out.
They're like, we'll contact PerListen.
So where this comes from, you see right here, this little logo that says Dominus, not Dominatrix, Chana.
They spelled Dominatrix. Dude, domination.
They spelled Domino's wrong. Domino's is with an O, not a U.
Yeah. So apparently this is the first speaker manufacturer that has been certified in this Dominus category. And so if you click on this About THX, let me zoom in just a little bit. So, you know, like with receivers, AVRs, and also speakers, sometimes when they give a THX rating, they'll rate them as like THX Select or THX Ultra. Well, the Dominus is that next and like their greatest, highest performing class. And so it basically, and I'm assuming it's basically by size. Like the compact would be a small room, Select is going to be a little bit bigger room, and it shows the dimensions here in meters. And then we've got the Ultra and then the Dominus. And so this would be a pretty large room. And they say right up here, it's up
like
to
4,
maybe like, it's like up to 2 or 3 rows of seating. I was trying to do the math on this because it says 184 meters cubed. So I was trying to figure out, like, I guess I should have just Googled that, 184 meters cubed to cubic feet, and it probably would have done it. But anyway, it's going to be a pretty large room. I'll let Chana check that out. So I just thought that was cool, man. The speakers, though.
Yeah.
They look pretty dope, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Look at that,
Am I the only one when I see the word Ultra, I think of Killer Instinct?
Oh, Ultra. Yeah, that's right.
They just look cool, man. They've got some sweet surround. I mean, that just looks like sexy, man.
Well, I'm looking at their spec sheet for their tower speaker, and they've actually got data on it. They've got on-axis. They've got the CEA 2034 data in their spec sheet. Like, you have to keep going down a little ways. Specification. Yeah, I opened that up. I was like, what? I can't believe they actually, that's one of the only manufacturers I've ever seen provide that information. Like, there you go.
The horizontal directivity, the vertical directivity.
I mean, they're trying to put you out of business.
They're trying to put me out of business before I even start.
Before you even start.
Is that a spin data right there? What is that?
I mean, that's spin data. They've actually got spin data, and it looks really good. Now their scale, their y-axis is really large. Normally it's only like 50 dB from top to bottom.
Pretty sensitive speakers, not like high sensitive.
Yeah, but
definitely 92 is great.
Yeah,
look at that. Go right down to 80. Stop right there. It's THX, baby. Just stop it right at 80.
Yeah, that is interesting.
So their nominal impedance is 4 ohms, though.
Yeah. A lot of those THX ones are 4 ohm, like the Miller and Kreisels, the M and Ks. They're all 4 ohm.
Okay, so what's up with this right here?
What are you?
Well, yeah. See, you know what I think it is.
Why is it
only 80
hertz?
I feel like their certification has something to do with
because
the
it's
max
80 hertz, bro.
SPL, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Like max SPL and lack of distortion at a certain SPL.
Gotcha. But then
that's what I'm guessing because they don't say, right?
Well, I know one thing is just looking at their sensitivity. And it looks like they're trading off low frequency extension for sensitivity. And they're assuming that most people are going to use the subwoofer if they're using this THX line.
Sure.
So that makes sense. That's actually a really good trade-off, and that's one I'd be interested. Yeah.
But they're saying you get down to
find out who these people are. I want to test these bad boys out.
Yeah.
These look awesome.
I always have a question, so maybe you guys can answer this. So if you're going to cut off a speaker at 80 hertz, right, which a lot of people do, 60, 80 hertz, whatever, in their home theater, what difference would you notice between going from a bookshelf speaker and, let's say, a floor standing speaker at that point?
At that point, nothing. Really, right? Just the amount of like.
I don't think so.
Yeah, maybe it would depend. No. I think it kind of depends.
I have yet to hear a bookshelf speaker, even with a subwoofer, that sounds like a tower speaker.
Yeah, but if this tower is crossed over,
talking about cutting off
rolls off at 80, then what do you got?
I'm telling you,
you got a very large.
I'm not talking about just the bass though. I mean, like there's just a bigger sound with a bigger speaker.
You got a big old cabinet for the tweeter.
I mean, literally, not just talking about the bass.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, like typically the bigger the cabinet volume, kind of the bigger the presence of that speaker. I've just yet to hear I've only heard a few small bookshelf speakers that just sound like massive. Like these are like, whoa.
I'm thinking these probably had the benefit of just sounding more dynamic because they've got that sensitivity, they've got the extension-ish, but I like that they're being upfront, like, hey, this is what we're able to do, and this is the compromises that we made. But I'm looking at the directivity plots at the bottom, and those look really smooth. I mean, so I'm looking at this as a tower speaker with two 6-inch or so woofers above and below the tweeter. And normally vertically you see not so good response, but that actually looks pretty dang good. I mean,
they're using Berlin tweeters too.
Wow.
Look at that.
Let me